What's up, everybody? Here. Welcome back to another video. Today with my AEW Fight for the Fallen review. And this was another great episode of Dynamite, so let's not waste time. Let's get straight into it. There's a lot to talk about. So yeah, let's get into it. But before we do, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. The show opened up with the Elite versus Hangman and the Dark Order. Both teams got very special entrances. You know, Hangman and Dark Order got like a video package, and they had a nice entrance. Like Hangman's team was a bit remixed. The Elite had like a Space Jam themed entrance. They were like dunking and all this stuff. Yeah, I like the little details down the back of the shirts as well. Omega had 23, which is like Michael Jordan's number. Kyle Anderson had Anderson 2012, of course, G1 finalist that year. Yeah, this was a fun match, good 5-5 elimination match. It came down to Page versus the Bucks and Omega, which, if you follow this storyline from the beginning, it's a nice little touch. That's how it came down to. I believe Page got the pin on Matt Jackson, which he eliminated him, but then the number game between Nick and Kenny was too much, and they pinned Hangman with the one-winged angel, which surprised because I thought Hangman and Dark Order would go over here and set up the match for All Out, but they lost. Very interested to see where this leads now. I do think the money is in the chase. You look at Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, their world title wins, the money was in the chase, and I feel like that's the same with Hangman. So if this is a way of continuing on that chase, I do think that is a good way of going about it. It's another speed bump, another obstacle that Hangman has to overcome in this chase. And how they get to that point, how they get around that, very interesting to see which way they do go. So yeah, kind of surprised that Dark Order and Page didn't get the win here, just because I expected that was the match they're going to go with All Out. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how they get to the point of Hangman winning the belt now, overcoming this extra obstacle in his way. And there's a good spot where Stu Grayson did the dive onto Doc Gallows from the crowd. And yeah, so as I said, it's very interesting to see which direction they're going on with Hangman. How do they get to the eventual Omega match if they go that route? So yeah, I think this will be like, Hangman kind of doubted himself, but the Dark Order got him to believe. And now that he got this close and lost, I feel like it's going to put that seed of doubt back into Hangman. And that fight to overcome that doubt, that's going to be like the main driving point. So yeah, very interested to see the direction they go and where they go with this after this kind of like surprise result. Pac and Andrade had a backstage promo, basically kind of talking back and forth, and probably leading. I can't really remember too much of the detail they went into, but yeah, just give me that match at All Out or next week or whenever. That match would be awesome. Team Taz celebrate Ricky Starks win the FTW belt. Brian Cage comes out, interrupts, and destroys the band that was there for the celebration. Good segment. Kind of continuing on Starks versus Cage and Cage versus FTW. Team Taz. Hiroshi Tanahashi from the Ace, Go Ace, on the screen. Very interested to see. He basically calls out the winner of the US title match, and it's happening in New Japan. But just seeing Tanahashi on AEW programming was something special. Very interested to see if we eventually get a Tanahashi match. Hopefully we do get the Ace in AEW. FTR versus Santana and Ortiz. This was a very good match, as you'd expect between these two teams. FTR get the win. I believe it was Dax hit a brainbuster on Santana. I'm not sure if this was the planned finish. Cash looks like he got hurt. He had like a cut on his arm. So hopefully Cash is fine. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He was like in the corner and ended up cutting his arm somehow. And like the doctors and all were over checking on him. So yeah, hopefully Cash is alright and we can run this match back again sometime. cut backstage promo basically talking about Nyla Rose in the match last weekend, kind of like the injury she picked up. Not really special, but again, it's always good to hear DMD on the mic. Tony Schiavone then announces AEW Rampage, the first dance for Chicago, and of course that got CM Punk's chance. Because if you're, teasing stuff in Chicago, you're obviously going to get CM Punk chance. The first dance name as well kind of makes me think, I know it's a play on The Last Dance, which was like the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan documentary, but I kind of have a feeling it could be also kind of like, this is CM Punk's first dance in AEW and his first night and all. Again, this is just speculation now. But yeah, I feel like that could also be like a play on this name. But it probably is just a play on The Last Dance. Well, it is, but there might be more to it. Darby then cuts a promo with Sting basically saying AEW is the place to be, to face the best, even if you are the best in the world. So again, placing that bit seed, that little planting of the CM Punk showing up, playing into the rumors. You could also say it's playing into the Daniel Bryan rumors, because I think Bryan used to say that he was the best in the world during his ROH run as well. So yeah, and I feel like AEW are smart. They won't be planting the seeds for like a CM Punk to show up, just not to have him. So I do like, this is kind of like making me 90% sure. You can never be too sure, plans change and all that, but it's making me 90% sure that he has signed. Yeah, especially with this not being the only reference to Punk or a Punk promo, which I'll get to later. Archer versus Hikuleo, solid big man match. Two giants going at it. Archer gets the win with the blackout. Hikuleo came out with the old Gorillas of Destiny, Guerrilla Tactics music. He had Haku, his father, with him. Good seeing Haku, good hearing that OG God music. I marked out for that. And yeah, Archer retains, so it will be Archer versus Tanahashi at a New Japan show in the future. I believe it might be the US New Japan show that's taking place. Aleister Black and Cody basically brawl. They're getting pulled apart, like Cody is down on the ground, and Malachi Black. I need to get used to the first name change. Yeah, kills Fuego del Sol with a spin kick. RP Fuego, you never got that contract. Yeah, that match next week's gonna rule Cody and Black. Jurassic Express plus Christian Cage go over, and Helico and Private Party in it. Fun 6-man tag, solid TV match, not really too special, not really to write at home about. Yeah, Christian picked up the win with a frog splash, I believe it was. So not really too special there. And Thunder Rosa beat Julia Hart again. Solid TV match, not really special there. Solid win for Thunder Rosa, of course. Recently signing full time with AEW, so you could probably expect her to get a bit more of a push. Maybe reignite the feud with Britt for the title. Mox then cuts a promo basically saying that he wants to go to Japan. Basically saying that he was IWGP US champion and he wasn't able to go to Japan. So basically saying if Tanahashi wants to come over, I want to go as well. Talking about the Forbidden Door, so maybe this is set up Moxley going to New Japan, or someone from New Japan coming over to challenge Moxley. Or maybe even eventually leads to Tanahashi versus Moxley at All Out or something, which sign me up for. So yeah, then main event time, Nick fucking Gage, MDK all fucking day versus Chris Jericho. 2021 is wild. I never thought I'd see this. I loved every second of this match. It was what I wanted it to be. It was violent. It was a death match. So yeah, there's light tubes, there's glass panes, Nick Gage with his pizza cutter, and I seen a picture. Of course, I live in Ireland, so I mostly use Fight to watch it. But I seen, I think it was on GCW's Facebook. They went to picture in picture, and there's Nick Gage holding the pizza cutter with a Domino's ad or something, which perfect timing. Yeah, as expected, Jericho gets the win. He there's a suplex through before that I kind of want to break down some spots. Like Jericho did a suplex to Gage through a glass pane that was out between two chairs. Gage did the choke breaker to Jericho. Jericho used tubes and then bumped Gage onto the broken glass, and then hit a Judas effect for the 3 count. After the match, MJF kind of cuts the beginning of the pipe bomb, going, Jericho, as you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortable as possible, kind of again planting the seeds for CM Punk. And as I said earlier, I don't think AEW are stupid enough to plant the seeds of something that everyone's talking about, plant the seeds to something that would be so big without actually pulling it off, which makes me think Punk will happen. But yeah, basically saying, kind of reference is, plays a video referencing a promo that Jericho cut on MJF where he mentioned Juventud Guerrero and said, yeah, right, I didn't know who he was, but I did my research, and he's labor number 3, and I believe Jericho has to use a top rope maneuver to get the win. So Hoovy versus Jericho on TNT in 2021. Have I gone through a time machine? And of course, big history between them two from WCW days. And I'm very excited to see the juice is loose in AEW. Very excited for that match. The history between Jericho and Juventud Guerrero. And so yeah, very interested to see this match 20 years after it was originally happening, maybe more than 20, probably 22 years. But actually even more than 22 years, probably 22, 23 years. So closer to 25 years nearly, since they first started having their matches. So yeah, very interested to see this match next week. And yeah, that is it for this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. But really enjoyed AEW Dynamite Fight for Fallen. Another great show, another solid, consistent show. Homecoming next week. Back in Jacksonville for 1 week only. Malachi Black, Cody Rhodes, going to be a fantastic matchup. Cannot wait. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.